Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Grace Hollow Rabbitry. I'm PJ, and I'm located here in Northwest Arkansas, where I run an ARBA registered rabbitry. I raise commercial meat breed rabbits. I raise New Zealand's in black, blue, and broken, and silver fox in black and blue. And I raise rabbits for meat, fertilizer for the garden, for producing and improving my brood stock, and for competition. I show nationally. Today we are looking at the last of the summer babies. We've got 4 kits left. We have one, this one right here, who is out of Ashdown and Cash. So we still have Ashdown and we still have Cash. Ashdown is one of the blue does that I bought at Nationals earlier this year, and she kindled 2. One was a really big black kit that was DOA, and so she only had 1 live birth, and this was it. So let's go ahead and give this rabbit. This one was 6 pounds 8 ounces. So let's take a look. Promising body so far. Okay. I don't see a lot of stray white hairs or anything like that. No white spots that I see yet. Coat is a little soft, but she is a young junior. By the way, these were kindled, I think it was July 11th. This litter was a little rambunctious when I pulled them out. I'm going to touch your mouth. Let's see, I'm not going to hurt you. Good job. Good straight teeth. Okay. Check, make sure all the toenails are colored and there. They have to have black toenails. A black rabbit. Okay, check the tail. That's the one thing I always forget to check. Okay, and we have a little black doe. Alright, so a little black doe out of Cash and Ashdown. Real promising body. Now one thing I don't see, and the neighbors are out yelling. The one thing I don't see right off the top of my hand that I like is I don't see that divot or that pinched hindquarters right here. It's nice and full throughout there. A pretty decent top line. A nice start to the rise. I think maybe, I'm not seeing, let's see, I think maybe a little, yeah, lacks some depth. We could be just a little taller here at the peak. Now the peak does come right at the hip joint where it should, and it makes it round off on those hindquarters nicely that way. But I do think we lack just a little depth. Not bad once you get her posed, but I could use some more depth in her. Okay, let's take a look at her hindquarter. Nice and wide right here at the loin. I really appreciate that. Nice and wide all the way down to the table. It's definitely worth a keep. Alright, here is our first blue. And the 3 blues are out of Zinc and Kirby. Kirby is my foundation buck, blue buck. And if you haven't been watching my Facebook, then let me announce that Kirby is now a registered herd sire. he usually fluctuate back and forth between 8:12 and 9:4. And every available time that I had the space and thought of it to take him and get him registered, he would be below that 9 pounds. And so finally I happened to think of it. I didn't really have the space, but I did have a single cage. I don't like using it because it's a little smaller. But I weighed him, and he was 9 pounds 10 ounces. And I thought, oh, I'm taking him, and I'm getting him registered while his weight is up. And so I took him, and after some people picked up their rabbits, then I moved him back to a bigger carrier. But so anyway, Kirby is now registered, and he sired these 3 blues with Zinc. Zinc is the other blue doe that I bought at Nationals this year, and she only kindled the 1 litter. She kindled, I believe, 6, and she died just a few days after kindling. So I think she must have had a kit stuck, or infection set in. Something internally went wrong with the delivery, and so I fostered her babies off, and only 3 of those survived. And since Ashdown only had 1 kit, then I gave those 3 surviving kits to Ashdown, and so these boys and girls, or whatever they happen to be, was raised with Ashdown's little black doe. So anyway, let's take a look at this guy. And this one is a little rambunctious, very skittish and feisty. He does not like to be touched. I must not have paid enough attention to this litter. And I love, 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 appreciate the density of this coat and the intense color of the coat. A beautiful, beautiful coat on this young animal. All right, now I'm going to have to flip you over. Yes, I know this is going to be hard on both of us because you don't even like me handling you. But I've got to flip you over. I've got to flip you over. Come on. There. Okay. It's okay. There. That's not so bad. Good job. Good job. Yeah. All right. Oh, I know. You're anxious. It's okay. Shh. There. I'm going to touch your mouth. I'm going to touch your mouth. That's good. Huh? I'm going to touch your whiskers. Yeah. You're not going to let me touch your whiskers. You're not going to let me open your mouth. Yeah. All right. Good job. Ooh, look at that. Good straight teeth. Yeah. You're doing good. You're settling down. All right. Let's take a look at those toenails. You got to have all blue toenails. Got to be colored. Looks good on this foot. Now I always say I should start over here because if there's a white one, it's going to be this one right here every single time. Let's see. Oh, look at there, dark blue. Yep. Good colored toenails. Yeah. All right. Look at your bottom. Yeah, look at your hind feet. Oh, look at, stay relaxed. You're doing good. Yeah, you're doing good. All right, all colored toes. Okay, stretch your belly a little bit. I want to look for a white spot. Nope. No navel white spot. All right, so we're almost done. I think this one's a buck. Yep. We got a blue buck. All right. Oh, I know. It's okay. There. All right. There. All right. Okay, again, I don't see that little pinch mark there. Now we got a lot better depth here. Let's turn him so that you can see him. And this one is a lot better depth than Ashdown's little doe. I think he could still use a little more depth, but he's certainly better than the black doe. Okay. And again, I really like the density of this coat. Very intense and very dense blue coat. I like that. Promising fella. I think he might peak, well, I don't, he peaks just about right. He's kind of flattening off at the top a little bit. But his peak is right where it needs to be. Just a little flat in that top. A little more depth would correct that. Nice wide loin. And wide all the way down to the table. Alright, so a nice little buck. Alright, the second blue rabbit. And again, these are out of Zinc and Kirby. This one was a little smaller. It's 5 pounds, 14 ounce. And again, it's got that dense, rich blue color. I really like the fur on this one. She's throwing some real nice fur. Okay. Alright. He's not going to like that. There we go. Now I got better hold. Boy, look at you. Alright, I'm going to touch your mouth and your whiskers and look at your teeth. Oh, I know, you're grumbling. Yep. Okay, good straight teeth. Check those toenails. Okay, we're all blue on that side. Nope. Relax. Relax. Nope. Relax. Relax. There. Let me get the base of your head a little snug. Yeah, there you go. All right. There you go. There. Calm down. All right, I need to look at these feet over here. I need to look at these toes. Okay, those are all colored toes. Good job. No navel spot. And we got another blue buck. Come on. Relax. There we go. Alright, so right off the bat, not only is this fella small, I do see a tiny white spot right here. I didn't see it earlier. Yes, little white spot right here. And he doesn't have the width that his brother did. It's not a bad little animal, but he is small. I love the coat. A little cobby, shortened body. He's got some width. He's got some depth. But he's wide through here, but narrow in the shoulders. Now, he could fill the shoulders in, but his brother's got a much better start to him than this fella does. Yep. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and cull this one just for being small. And he has a white spot and a little weak in those shoulders. Alright, we're down to our last rabbit. This is the last of our summer babies. And this one is 6 pounds, 2 ounces, so a little small. Smaller than the big brother. He's got a niche in the ear, right here on the tattoo ear. Yep. And, okay. Let's take a look. Alright. Let's take a look. Let me touch those whiskers in the mouth. And grumbling and growling at me. Okay. Nice straight teeth. Check those toenails. Okay, we're all blue there. I want to get a better grip. There we go. There, that's better. Okay, let me take a look at these here. This one scratched me. Alright, looks like blue toenails. Yep. We're going to have to make this quick. The battery's almost dead. Let's take a look. Yeah, decent top line. I think she's a little long in the body. Thought I saw a white spot, but no. I don't think she has the size, or again, right here in the loin, she's real narrow. And so I don't like that. You know, there's a lot of things I can forgive, but a narrow loin is just not one of them. I mean, that's, you know, for a commercial rabbit, the loin is where a lot of your points are. And so you want a good wide loin in there, and she's just not meaty at all. So, so I guess the only one I'm going to keep is going to be the blue buck and the little black doe. These last two I'm going to go ahead and call because they just don't have the meatiness that I need. I was hoping for a really nice blue doe out of this litter because I want to breed Ashdown up, get some bigger kits out of her. I guess that's just not going to happen in this litter. Down below, I'm going to leave some links. One will be to my website where you can find my show schedule and my show blog that will show the results for each of the shows. I'll leave a link to the Rabbits fan page. That way you can see what's going on in the Rabbitry from day to day. And I'm going to leave a link to my personal Facebook page. That way, if you have any questions or any comments, feel free to contact me there or through Messenger. Thanks for watching, and until we speak again, God bless.